Again, it's Kathleen, and it's August already. Last time I spoke with you, it was in March, and I was showing you my new releases for the wonderful Nashville market. And now it's August, and upcoming we have our really exciting Needlework Expo coming up at the end of August. So I have 4 new releases I'd love to present to you. And the first one is called Ellen King Scoats English Sewing Book. And first of all, I will show you the actual antique. And from this antique, we have 2 cross-stitch samplers. So I'm going to hold it up. It's very, very fragile. So there you have one of the samplers and some of the other needlework that was attached to the tissue paper of Ellen King Scoats' sewing book. And as I flip the page, here is her second cross-stitch sampler. And some other needlework, buttonholes and darning and little projects that are very carefully hand-stitched onto this very fragile tissue paper, which I am going to set aside carefully before I tell you more about this project. So that was the antique, and just to explain to you what is included are the 2 cross-stitch charts from Ellen King Scoats' Antique Sewing Book, which is circa 1840s. So one of those simple cross-stitch samplers says, "Honor in the Lord thy parents," and her name Ellen King Scoat. So that would be the honor sampler. And the other one reads, "Wisdom is far better than rubies." And those are the 2 charts that you get when you purchase this chart. And the chart is available at Needlework Expo for the shops attending. And also these will be available, as will my other releases, on my website, available for shipping after the expo. So the shops can order first, and you can order from them or from me, whichever works best for you. So there she is, and it's very simple projects. I believe I suggested various ivory or cream tones of linen, and DMC threads is what it's charted for. So you get both charts in the same chart. So both graphs for those 2 samplers in the chart. Ellen King Scoats. And there was not any provenance that I could provide with this chart, although I do know from the antique dealer that I purchased it from the information that is shared. Very briefly, the fact that she was an English girl, and this was her sewing book, and samples of her sewing, darning, buttonhole, knitting, and embroidery are included, as you'll see in the photos. They were included in her sewing book, but not, of course, charted, just the cross-stitch samplers. Okay, so that is release number 1. Release number 2 is called On Love, and it's a beautiful antique red sampler. And this one is Elizabeth Topham's sampler from 1838. And here we have the sampler was stitched all in cross stitch over 2 threads, with also Algerian eyelet at the vowel sounds in the bottom. And what I'm doing is actually I'm stitching this as a wedding gift for my daughter who's getting married in October. And I also charted it so that you could provide personalization above Elizabeth's name, either for your gift to the bride and groom, and just not stitch Elizabeth Topham's name at all, and just move the personalization down for your wedding gift, or you can fit the bride and groom's name above it as well, and that's how I charted it. So let me show you the antique. here we go. And here is the beautiful antique of Elizabeth Topham. And it's all done in red, the same color red, except the numbers are in a slightly lighter red shade, more of like a soft pink. And you have the bird in the beautiful verse. And again, just, oh, look at those. I believe they're honeysuckle borders. The Greek key border surrounds the entire sampler. And it has a very beautiful religious verse on love, which, if you'd like, I can read it to you. On love. They sin who tell us love can die. With life, all other passions fly. All others are but vanity. In heaven, ambition cannot dwell, nor avarice in the vaults of hell. Earthly these passions are of earth. They perish where they have their birth. But love is indestructible. Its holy flame forever burneth. From heaven it came, to heaven it returneth. So it would just make an absolutely beautiful wedding sampler like I am, or even a memorial sampler to a loved one in their honor who might have passed. So I'm just really enjoying stitching this one. And I think I have a little bit more time to finish my model before her wedding. Here you'll see the beautiful 40 count buttercream by Lakeside Linen that I'm stitching my model on with NPI silks. So it's charted for NPI silks and DMC. And I do have limited supplies of kits available on my website for retail customers who are interested while supplies last. So there is number 2, release number 2. Okay, number 3 is another very charming sampler. This is the sampler entitled When House and Land is Gone. Elizabeth Smith, 1850. This one reads, when house and land is gone and spent, learning is most excellent. And it's a very simple sampler that's all done over cross stitch all over 2. And I am stitching my model on NPI with NPI silks on 40 count vintage exemplar by Lakeside Linen. And it's charted with DMC or NPI conversion as well. And here I will show you the luscious colors we have with the 40 count light exemplar and the beautiful colors that adorn this lovely sampler. And I believe there's quite a number of shades. Yes, at least 16 different colors. So let me show you the original. And here we have the actual antique. You can see it's has a delightful middle border, the lettering, and a very unique floral basket down at the bottom. And the colors are just so bright and cheery, beautiful greens and corals, and just a very happy sampler, happy to stitch and happy to look at. All right, so that was number 3. Number 4 is another lovely antique sampler, reproduction, and it's called Phyllis Crew, 1890. This one for sure is of the Victorian period. You can tell by the beautiful shades of colors, the scroll work of the alphabet, the ornate wreath and patterned borders in the 4 corners. It's very simple, but very elegant, and personalization is provided. So you can put, instead of Phyllis Crew, your own initials and the year you stitched it, or the initials of a loved one, and perhaps the year they were born. You can even make it into a birth sampler, or even a lovely wedding sampler for that matter, with the initials and the year of the wedding. And this one too is the model calls for NPI silks and DMC conversion, and I am stitching it on 36 count weeks dye work parchment. So there you have the lovely colors. It's always hard to do this, but lovely, lovely choices. I hope you appreciate all the exciting things that are going to be released at Needlework Expo by all the many designers. I also hope you're interested in any of my let me find the fourth one, charts for Needlework Market. And let me just grab the last one. So just to review, here we have When House and Lands is Gone, Elizabeth Smith, 1850, On Love, Elizabeth Topham Sampler, 1838, Phyllis Crew, the beautiful sampler again, all in cross stitch over 2, and this one's small. It's only 121 by 145, very quick to work up. And the last one is the very unique, and these are very rare to find these days, the Ellen King Scoats English Sewing Book, Wisdom and Honor cross stitch samplers, circa 1840s. So again, I appreciate all your support. I'm delighted to still be able to find lovely samplers that I would love to stitch myself, to reproduce them, and to share them most of all with all of you out there who also appreciate and enjoy so much the history and also the beauty of these treasures. So there you have it. I hope to see you soon. I hope that you enjoy the Needlework Expo releases that are coming out, and until we meet again, may God bless you and hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you so much. Bye now.